guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would come along today and just have a play taking some of my mass made items. So I've just pulled out, you know, just a few little things here. I've also got some clusters that I've made over, you know, over the course of time basically. I've got a little section of my snippet roll that I hadn't used yet, and I've got tons of fussy cut pieces and things like that. And I just thought, let's just do some mindless decorating of some pieces, just have some fun and, you know, just literally see what transpires basically. So I'm just going to sort of work my way through these items. Might just sort of shuffle them up a little bit, because otherwise I might have all the same type of item, you know, one after another, which might be quite boring to watch. So if I just pull out, you know, the first one. So this is one of those giant pockets, which I love how these look. Now I'm just going to go round one or two bits where it just needs a little bit of extra glue, where I've obviously cut that down. So I'll just go along the edge there just to seal that up like that. Now, what have I done with my wipe? Oh, that's never a good start, is it? When 2 seconds into the video you're already looking for something. Right, hopefully we're done with the looking for things now. So I'm just going to check that it's all sealed around the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look and see what I've got here that we could use on this. You know, I have got no concrete plan. I've got no plan whatsoever. I just thought, let's come along and, well, like I said, just do some mindless decorating. That, you know, that's always my favourite part of making anything, is the embellishing and decorating and things. So I thought it might be fun to just do some of that with you guys. So this is just one of my glue book favourites, fussy cuts. So, and this is just printed on copy paper, this one. Again, it was just laying around on my desk, left over from a previous project. But I just thought, actually, I think that would go quite nice on here. So pull that in. I've got some of my dictionary definitions. So let's just take this one, Inspire. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're managing to get some crafting in. I mean, crafting's just always a great way to start or finish or just fill your day. That looks quite pretty as that is, but I will obviously pop some more things on there. Right, let's just hunt around and see what other bits that I have got. Got a clock. I've got a butterfly. Again, I'm just literally, you know, pulling in any old stuff that I've got laying around, just to see what might look, what might look good on here. So I mean, again, it's just a bit of a, you know, clear up, I suppose, as well. Crafting in this random sort of way. I can't make that. I don't think that's really the right piece for on there, if I'm truthful. Let's try this one. Because I was trying to have, obviously, the pictures, the picture part of those stamps, you know, poking out. And, of course, it wasn't, because there was a top part as well. So that's that one. Now I'm just going to cut this butterfly out. This is, yeah, this is on copy paper as well. So I don't know whether I would have the wings flapping on this one because it's just copy paper. Again, I mean, that's probably just me, but because I'm quite a clumsy person, you know, the copy paper is quite delicate, so, well, I mean, it's probably okay. Yeah, it's probably okay, to be honest, but, and actually this, although I keep calling it copy paper, it's actually a bit thicker. This is actually, I'm trying to think. I think regular copy paper generally is like 80 GSM. And this one that I've bought more recently is, sorry, I'm just now having to go off and find some other flowers. This one I think that I bought was actually, I think it was 100 GSM, yeah, where it's normally 80. So it's slightly thicker than the normal copy paper that I would have bought. But I managed to get it from Amazon for a pretty good price, to be honest. I bought like 5 reams maybe. So although it was quite a big outlay, actually when you then broke down the cost, it was then the same price as buying 1 ream, if you see what I mean. So it's actually worked out, you know, quite cost effective, I think. Right. Let's make this a really nice florally one. So just going to snip those little bits there where I have some white space showing, like that. So I might put the copy paper one there, and then this one is actually on sort of 160 GSM card, I think is what that was printed on. So that accounts for the slight colour difference, to be honest. It's surprising the difference in colour that you get when printing on either copy paper or card. It can make quite a difference. Shall we have a really fussy one like that? Yeah, let's do that. I just feel like really being, you know, mega decorating today. So let's just go to town with these bits, shall we? Okie dokie. So we'll pop that on there. Press that down. I probably should have inked all of this first, but never mind, we can ink it all a bit afterwards. So I think I'll have that butterfly there. Do we like it with the butterfly? I mean, although I'm saying, oh, I'm going to decorate to the nth degree, it then comes to it and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure now. I'm going to just chicken out and not do that. So I think these big pockets actually were some that I did not in the mass making, but during the tutorial of making these big pockets, because by the time I did them in the mass making, I'd evolved and this bottom section was then a pocket, which obviously on these it's not a pocket. So yeah, I think these were made before then. Now what I might do is actually ink it up now at this stage, because this is printed on ivory, and you know, sometimes then the ivory obviously picks up quite a different colour when it's inked up to the white. So, right, I could do with less stuff now on my desk, couldn't I? I've brought along too much stuff now. Okay, so let's just ink around here. Oops. Okie dokie. So then we're going to have this one here, which I actually now could do with inking a little bit, because otherwise it's looking, you know, not inked at all. So we just ink a tiny bit around there, but I tried not to go in the centre of that at all. I'll just glue that down. Okie dokie. Just pop that down like that. And then just ink this one up. Pop that, I think, like that, and then just going to check whether I prefer that rose on that side. Oh yeah, I think I do. I think I do. So I'm just going to pop that down there. Yeah, so these are my glue book pieces, which actually, you know, they're pretty big. And when I made them, I thought, wow, you know, they're really big and probably, you know, too big for journals. But actually, I mean, as I said, you know, you could print them 4 to a page or 2 to a page anyway, in which case they'd be smaller. But actually, I'm quite liking having some massive pieces. It's kind of fun to have some big pieces, to be honest. I mean, you know me, I don't really like mucking about with tiny bits anyway, but I think it makes a nice statement, you know, when they're really big pieces like this. So I'm just going to pop that butterfly on there, and even though I said, oh, I'm not going to have him with flapping wings, I will do a bit, but not too much. So I've put the glue a little bit over the wings as well. So we just pop that there, and then of course we'd like some lace somewhere, wouldn't we? I might just have the lace at the top, you know. Don't very often do that, I think. Could have a bit there, I suppose, coming out here, and then a bit at the top as well. So let's just lift his wing up and just glue that little piece of lace down there. Like that. Okay, trim that off. And then we'll just have some lace across the top, I think. Okie dokie. Okay, and you know what we haven't got any of at the moment? We haven't put any bling on here, of course. Of course, we can't not have bling. So again, I'll just get my black. Now, we could have bling on the butterfly, like that. We could have it on the lace. Do you know, I'm just thinking let's just have it on the butterfly, and that, you know, that'd be the only place. So just going to pop that down. There we go. Ah, doesn't that pocket look brilliantly pretty? I love it. Right, there we go. Mindless decorating number 1. That's that one. So I just pop that to one side. Okay, next piece. The next one is one of those foldy flippy pieces. So I've got a tutorial on these, and also we made these during the mass making. Basically, you would glue down here, if you were popping this into a journal, you would glue down that. This is your flap, tucks in like that. Oops. And then it folds out. So this bottom bit is obviously attached to the page, and it folds out like that. So you've got journaling space here, potentially, depending on what paper you have used. Journaling space inside, and then you've got your little tuck-in flap here. Oops. When I can tuck it in. Okay. So, yeah, as I say, I've just brought along sort of a variety of things so that we're not just decorating up the same old thing. I wanted us to have a bit of fun and, you know, decorate a few different things. So I again, I've just got some of that book page, which might be a good starting point. So I'll just tear that down a bit. And then again, I've got these flowers, so we could use some of those. So these are shrunk down, obviously, where I've printed them. These might have been printed four to a page. Oops, I've got a dictionary definition just lurking around in there. I mean, that's quite nice, just even like that, isn't it? I've got some bright flowers. Or do we want to actually have like a bigger flower? You see those big flowers, although they are big, they are nice, aren't they? I do like them. So we'll just pop that one down there. Just pop this down. Well, it's looking like quite a grey day today. We've been so lucky with the weather lately. But yeah, it's looking quite grey out there today. I mean, it's not raining or anything. It is still dry, so that's all a good bonus, isn't it? You know, you can't have everything. And so, to be honest, so long as it's dry, that's the main thing, isn't it? Nobody really wants it raining. So, like that. And again, this has been printed on ivory, so I'm just going to go very carefully, just more around the edge, not in the centre. If we have that like that, do we want to have like another rose up there, or? Oh, decisions, you see. Or we could have a butterfly or something on here. And just ink this up. So again, this is a smaller one that I've printed obviously on the 4 to a page, so that's why that's quite small. I mean, obviously I've got some large ones here, but they might be a little bit too monstrous for this particular one. Oh, I'm going to use this flower because this is on copy paper, this is on slightly thicker card. And because this is made out of scrapbook paper, it's sort of thickish anyway, so thinner is better, I think. Otherwise it might just get sort of too bulky. Okay, so let's just pop that down. Like that. Oops. I do tend to get a bit obsessed with the whole matchy thing. I know I've talked about this loads of times, but so I'm thinking, you know, just some mindless decorating and try not to be obsessed about everything matching. Because I love other people's things when they're not matching, you know, so I would like to achieve that sense of freedom as well, to be honest. So right, now I have got some little bit of lace trim here. Oh, I've stuck that down now. We could just have that under the rose, but right, I'm just going to pop that rose down so as I stop fiddling around with it and moving it about, because you know, I'm even finding that quite annoying, to be honest, moving it here, there and everywhere. Once it's stuck down, it's good because I can no longer be moving it. No more temptation, you see. So we just pop that down there. Oh, for a minute I thought I heard rain and I thought, oh no, because it doesn't actually look like rain, although it is grey. It's not looking like rain at all. I would have been shocked. Right. I have got a tiny bit of lace. So I'm wondering if we should just have a bit of that somewhere. Just because it's a scrap and then it would be used up, you know, and gone. I mean, this crocheted lace did look gorgeous, didn't it? But where? That's the question. Well, I guess we could have it here, actually. Might be quite nice. Let's just have a look. Perhaps we could do something like that. So I'm just going to stick this down. I don't really know as this has got a right and a wrong side, but just pop it down like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to go in just here at the edges, just so as it's, you know, stuck down right to the edge of that. Okay. Now, this one obviously has been printed on card, so I'm just having a hunt around to see if I've got any more of the smaller ones, but printed on paper, which of course now I'm not going to have, am I? Got that tiny one actually, which is nice, so perhaps I'll just use that. I'll just ink that up a little bit. Oh, could have it here actually. It's quite sweet, isn't it? Well, I quite like how that looks, so I'm just going to pop this one down on here. Like that. Okie dokie. So this one I'm thinking I'm just going to cut off those extra leaves so as it's less bulky. And I'm just going to cut here. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have that. So I think I've got like 3 different size roses now, because I think the bottom one's really huge, then that's really tiny, and this one's kind of a medium sized one. So we've got like the 3 bears, you know, with the, when Goldilocks is eating the porridge and sat at the chairs and sleeping in the bed and what have you. We've got all different sizes going on, which is good. So I'm just going to pop that one down there. Oops. Okay. Just mop that up a little bit. Oh, come on, stick down. And then, do we want the butterfly on here or not? Oh, I think the butterfly, you know, it's just another extra thing to look at, isn't it? So when you take it away, I just think it does look quite plain. So I think the butterfly is nice. Just adds a little extra something, doesn't it? There we go. And then where's that other piece of bling that when I cut there was like a 4 piece left? Oh, there we go. Well, it wasn't a 4, it was a 3, but 3 is good enough. So I'm just going to pop that there. Okie dokie. Okay, get those hot glue threads off. Oops. There we go. Oh, so that looks so pretty, doesn't it? So again, I'm just going to quickly ink around a little bit around the edge I mean, to be honest, it's negligible how much it actually is even showing up, because obviously this is quite a dark scrapbook paper, but just, you know, a tiny bit. There we go. So really, really pretty, and obviously quite different to our first piece. So let's just see what I have next in the stash. Oops, I've got another one of those pockets, but this time this is done with my freebie background pages that I gave at Christmas. So again, I'm just going to check it's all glued around the, you know, the bottom and things. I mean, this just happens because, you know, I glue them down and then obviously trim them. So you often then have like a line that just needs a bit of glue in there. So just mop that up. Okay, so let's have a look through and see what stuff that we've got here. Sorry, one had just dropped on the floor, so I just thought it might have gone, but I'm not so sure. Oh, I have one of these black pieces. I mean, I just absolutely always love black things on the pockets and stuff, because they just make such a striking appearance that I just, you know, absolutely love how they look. Let's have a look here. I've got some of these blue bits and things, but they might be a step too far, adding the blue. But again, these are my other blue book favourites, which I have to say at the moment, these are like, you know, my actual favourite things to be using. So yeah, I'm having lots of fun with all of these little bits and pieces. So now, do we tear this down? Let's just tear this in half. Because I'm then wondering, do we want it torn in half, or do we want it on the edge? Probably on the edge is actually better. I thought perhaps the torn section would look nice, but actually the other, you know, the other part looks nicer, I think. So, but we could, I suppose, have it. Oh, that's just a bit weird. I think that's a bit strange. So I think what we'll do, have that there. Again, let me just see, I've got some doily here. I mean, again, this was just floating around on my desk, as you can probably see by the slightly crumpled appearance. Oh, I don't think I've got any coffee dyed. Luckily I have. Actually, I haven't even ironed this, I've got to confess. I did a load of coffee dyeing, and I still haven't got round to ironing it, but I just pulled in one doily because I thought, oh well, you know, could probably get away with that as it's a doily, you know, on some pieces. I might find here that actually I can't. It's too crumpled to even use. Right, so what I'm going to do is ink this pocket up first, I think, here. Okay. And then we have that doily, that's that way on. So again, I haven't got any of that 3-in-1, so I'm just going to use my glue stick. I still haven't mastered the art of how best to glue doilies with a glue stick, so I'm now just using my fingers, because that's what I've resorted to. Well, I just always think you have to do what works, don't you? What works best for you. So as I say, I'm still trying to find what method actually does work best, but that's a method that works to a point. So, right, please excuse the back. Obviously, this is again where I have been printing things out until I get them, you know, as I want them. So just pop that down there. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okie dokie. Then I have got some more of that lovely crocheted type lace. I'm loving this lace so much at the moment. So actually what I should do is trim off the edge here. Otherwise that's a little bit distracting. Oops, now I've got a white patch. Let's just go for that with the ink there. Now, do we want something like that, or are we going to add a bit of colour? What do you think? So there's obviously some butterflies that come with these glue book pieces. We could add obviously some more roses or something. We could add some greenery. That's quite nice, to be fair. So let me just ink this up. Like that. Oops. That's quite nice because it's sort of unexpected. I don't know whether that would be the right way to describe what that is, but yeah, it feels unexpected to me. Oh, it's quite nice with that green butterfly. Because sometimes it's nice to mix things up in a way that you wouldn't, you know, conventionally have put them, I think. So, got these bigger flowers, which again, if I just ink these up so they're not so bright. Just to tone them down a little bit. I'm just wondering, I mean, obviously that would have to be sort of chopped off, really. I mean, we could have it like that. And then I guess we could have... That's quite nice, isn't it? So if I'll just tear that down. It's quite nice the way it's like poking above the pocket. So I'm just going to glue that on. Okie dokie. Oops. Yes, I really do need to get on with ironing. Oops, now I can't think what way I was having this. I can't even find which way the tear was, weirdly enough. Which that's very strange, isn't it? Right. I think it was like that, but it's hard to say now. Yeah, I really need to get on with that ironing. Ironing of paper, just for clarification there. Definitely not ironing of clothes, you know, no. Just some ironing of paper. So again, I've got obviously the remainder of that flower, which we could have just coming in there, perhaps, at the side. So yeah, might do that. Because then we're using like all of it, you know, every part, pretty much. I will just need to trim off a little bit, but it's good when you can use everything from the flower, isn't it? Instead of having to, you know, do away with some. So we just press that down. Okie dokie. And then just trim that off at the edge. Obviously I don't want this one overhanging because it's like just the torn piece there, but I do like that one up there overhanging. So I'm going to just glue this one down here. Oops, okay. And then, oh, so the other night we were watching telly, and literally right up close to our back doors, a fox jumped over from the neighbour's fence. So, I mean, it must have been right up close, obviously, to their house in the first place. And then, obviously, you know, landed and walked right up close past our house. Yeah, so I was kind of like, right, children, every time you go in the garden, when you come in, make sure you've shut that door. You know, because they come in and they might then disappear off upstairs or come in for the toilet or whatever. And if no one else is in the garden, they just leave the door open. So I just said, oh, make sure that you shut that door because we do not want a fox coming in the house. But yeah, I mean, I had seen something on the news about, you know, during the lockdown and things, that wild animals and things were, you know, venturing where they wouldn't necessarily normally venture. I'm not saying we've never had a fox in the garden before, but I've certainly never seen one. I mean, it was during the evening, so it wasn't dark. It was like about 7 o'clock or something. I've never seen one jump over from our neighbour's fence, you know, bold as brass, walking past their doors and our doors. So yeah, that was slightly unexpected, I have to say. So I guess that was an example of, you know, the animals that are venturing where they wouldn't normally go. But I don't know whether our neighbours saw the fox their side or not. But I mean, obviously no harm was done. It would just, you know, pass through the garden and off it went. But you know, you have to be slightly careful, don't you? Because you don't want it roaming around there all the time. You know, you don't want it there when you're going to be out there, or worse still, you know, when I'm in the house and my daughter's out there. I mean, not that I would be like miles away, but you know, if I were in the kitchen, or even, you know, if I went to the loo and she was out there and therefore wasn't in the kitchen able to see her, that would be very scary. So yeah, I mean, obviously she was in the room when we saw the fox, and then funnily enough she saw it again later. I didn't see it, but she said, oh, there it was again. So I don't know where it had been that time. But yeah, I guess we just have to be a little bit careful and aware of that, really. Right, am I getting too much on here now? Or do we like it, actually, with all of that stuff? Maybe like that is better. So let's pop the butterfly. I think, actually, it might have to go... Right, so like that. That must have been an Amazon delivery. So obviously the Prime deliveries, you know, they're a little bit slower at the moment, but I mean, still fantastic. You know, they are still delivering, which is awesome. So yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to place this down here. I might be repeating myself, but I can't remember whether it was you guys who I told this to, or the boys who I told this to. But my daughter and I saw on the telly part of the, you know, wildlife going where it doesn't normally go during this lockdown, where places are quiet. And there was a kids' roundabout with these 3 sheep on it. It was so cute. I mean, they were proper, you know, the roundabout was going round and they were kind of walking on it. I mean, don't know how they got it kind of moving, or whether as they jumped on it sort of set it off moving. I'm not really sure, but well, they looked so cute. I don't know whether they were scared, but I mean, they didn't look scared. They looked like they were quite enjoying it and having a nice time. But oh, it was cute. It's like, oh my gosh, look at those sheep. She loved it. So, but yeah, they looked like they were having a fun time, to be honest. They didn't look nervous at all. So it's probably up on YouTube. I mean, we saw it on like a news programme, but it's probably, I suspect somebody's probably put it on YouTube, because I mean, you know, I assume it was just a piece of film that, you know, somebody out in the public had taken. I don't think it was like part of the news report, if you see what I mean. It was just something that somebody had sent in. But oh my gosh, it looked so sweet. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I mean, I don't know what it would come up with, but maybe like sheep on roundabout, I'm thinking. I don't know, it might not even be on YouTube, but I would have thought it probably is. It definitely looked very funny and very cute. I wonder what else they've been on. Got visions now of the sheep on the slide and on the swings, and, you know, just having a jolly old time over at the playground. Oh, I love how that pocket looks. Isn't that so pretty? Yeah, that's really, really pretty. Right, let me check what the time is. Okay, hopefully we've got another time for another one at least. So let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so we've got one of those little foldy booklet pieces. Oh my gosh, look at my terrible, very lopsided side there. That's not very good, is it? Hopefully we can disguise that somehow. I am horrified at how wonky that that is, to be honest. Oh well, never mind. So again, I'm just going to start by inking that up, I think. So again, I mean, I'm filming this while we're still on lockdown, but I am filming ahead. So, you know, it may be that by the time this video goes up, maybe the lockdown has finished. Yeah, who knows. So yesterday, again, it was sort of another just same old day of, you know, being at home. But it was really quite nice in the afternoon, because it had been sunny, but not overly warm. And I'd been in the garden and then got quite chilly. And when I came in, my son was just flicking through the channels and then settled on Friends. And we just got a blanket and just mindlessly watched some Friends episodes. It was just on TV, I think. Or it might have been on, I don't know, it might have been on Netflix or something, I don't know. But anyway, he kind of pulled it up and then we were just watching them. They were just running, you know. But I mean, I do just love Friends, and they're one of those things that, you know, like the more you watch them, even the same episodes, the funnier they get, because, you know, like, you know their personalities and they can just say a line that ordinarily maybe wouldn't even be that funny, but when they say their lines, they just sound hilarious. So, yeah, anyway, weirdly, it was like the highlight of my day, because we just had such a really nice time kind of just watching it mindlessly, like, you know, spontaneously kind of, oh, just flick that on. And, yeah, it was actually just really nice time. But, oh, I do like Friends. I mean, obviously, they've been shown and shown and shown and shown, haven't they? So there's probably not many episodes that, you know, I haven't seen now, as per most people, probably. But like I say, they just get funnier and funnier as you watch them, because the more you know the characters, the more funny some things become. I mean, I absolutely love Rachel. I find her humour just so funny, and I love Chandler. He's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, him and Rachel kind of together, or Ross and Rachel together, just so funny. Really just yeah, always just something to cheer you up, isn't it? And I mean, not that I was feeling I needed cheering up, but it just always brings a smile to your face, doesn't it? You know, no matter what, it's always good fun. And it's just lovely because it's all very innocent. There's no swearing, there's no, you know, violence, or, you know, kind of no anything, you know, that would be harmful to anybody. It's all just good, clean fun, isn't it? And I often think, you know, there's not many programs that are like that, really. I mean, I actually think sometimes TV is worse than films for, you know, showing sort of, you know, inappropriate content, actually. You know, sometimes I think, oh, was that really necessary to show that? Or, you know, we seem to have lots of swearing on our programs over here in the UK. Yeah, lots of swearing. But, you know, sometimes it just feels like it's a bit of a filler for, you know, when they don't know what else to put in there, they just put swear words. And I mean, yeah, it's not necessarily necessary, is it? Always. So Friends, I just love the way it's that good, clean fun, not offensive to anybody, you know, very, very funny. And the chemistry between all those characters is just amazing, you know. They just all bounce off each other just perfectly, don't they? Yeah, definitely really do love all the characters. I mean, actually, probably my least favourite probably are Joey and Phoebe. I don't know why, but I love Chandler's kind of like sarcasm and his quick wit, and the same with Rachel. And Joey's humour is a bit more sort of, what would be the word for it? I don't know. Kind of that light-hearted, silly, you know, so still funny, but yeah, not probably. I love that quick-witted kind of humour. I just find that really funny. I could listen to it all day long. It just really makes me chuckle. So, yeah. Anyway, so that was, yeah, my highlight of the day yesterday. And actually it was my son's highlight as well. We just had a really nice time, you know, watching it. Right, let's just have a look and see what I've got in the way of lace and things like that laying about. Oops. Kind of thinking maybe I need some stamping going on here. Let's just have a look for my black. Black stays on. I've moved some of my ink pads up to the little tiny shelf above my desk, which is great because obviously my drawer is constantly getting stuck when I come to open it. But obviously there is a slight risk of everything dropping down off the shelf, which, you know, I don't really care, but obviously whilst I'm doing videos that just wouldn't be that great. It would be a big loud clatter. So I'm going to just stamp in here as well, just so it's got the same theme going on. Need to think of some way to disguise this awful edge that I've got going on here. Because my gosh, that just looks just appalling, doesn't it? Okay. Right. So we had that there. What flowers did we have going on? Right, I was playing around with this flower, I think. And then now, is this lace just a little bit too large? Maybe that's a bit of an issue. So let me just cut a little section of this one. This is on that sort of header piece, so I'm just going, you know, like a gathered lace. So I'll just cut that down. Okay. Oops, that's now upside down. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick that like that. So just pop this one down. I mean, obviously there was all that talk about the Friends movie, wasn't there? I can't really imagine what it would be like in a movie, but I mean, I'm sure it would probably be good, because I can't really imagine them, you know, not doing something good. But I know that they did that Joey spin-off show, which was not particularly good. So, yeah, you've got to wonder sort of how it would be, but, you know. But I'm sure they'd, you know, carry it off brilliantly, to be honest. And I'm sure it would be a massive hit, because, you know, lots of people, I'm sure, would go and see it, wouldn't they? I mean, I would definitely go and see it. Yeah, I think the world needs a bit more of that, you know, just good, clean fun like that, doesn't it? Just doesn't seem to be enough of that type of stuff going around. Right, I'm having a look quickly to see if I can find a smaller butterfly. Again, I still haven't printed off some of my butterfly printables and, you know, cut some out, which I keep saying, oh, I must, you know, I must print off some more and cut them out. Still haven't done that. Right. Maybe that butterfly is good on here. Okay, so let's just pop this flower down. Okie dokie. Don't think I've now stuck that in quite the right place, but never mind. Okay. And then I'm just going to have that bit of lace, I think, across there. I'll just pop a bit of bling on there. Okay. Whoops. Okay, this is just on copy paper, so it's a little bit on the flimsy side. But I do quite like it there, I think, so just try and apply quite a bit of glue, because like I say, it is on copy paper, which isn't probably that ideal for me, at least, because I am quite clumsy. Now I'm thinking, is this lace too wide? Let me just get rid of that bit. Oops. And just have, I think, that there. So just going to stick this on the bottom. Okay. Yep, I'm still thinking, how am I going to possibly cover up that appalling cutting? You know, sticking, cutting flap inside. That is so horribly lopsided. But I'm actually like, you know, I can't believe I've actually done that. Did I not notice, or I don't know. I don't know quite what did happen. I'm not appalled because, wow, I can't believe I did that, if you see what I mean. But I'm appalled I didn't notice that I'd done that. Oh well, let's try and cover it up now. So that's the outside, which I just love. And then the inside, we'll obviously just pop some things in to sort of tie it in on, you know, so it matches a little bit. I wonder if I can use that book page now that I obviously wanted to use in the last one. Oh, what am I going to do here? It just looks horrible. Just looks horrible. Sorry, just shutting my drawer there. Right, what are we going to do? How are we going to cover that up? Well, I could try and disguise it a bit with something, I guess. That's disguising it a little bit, isn't it? So let's just tear that down. Okay, well that's disguising it a bit. I mean, not fully, but a lot better than it did look anyway. So we just glue that down. Okie dokie. Okay. So I promised my daughter we're going to make some hummus in a minute. So some hummus, and I also promised that we're going to do some painting this afternoon. So yeah, painting and hummus making is going to be the order of the day. Oh, hummus is yummy, isn't it? And it's such a versatile thing. So I thought, well, we'll make some hummus, and then I think for dinner we can have one of those like Buddha bowls that they call them. You know, with just a variety of, like, you know, maybe some sweet potatoes, some cucumber, some chickpeas, maybe some tomatoes and things, and some hummus. Cherry tomatoes, I'm talking. Because I'm not over keen on, you know, big tomatoes really. What else would we have on there? Maybe some spinach, maybe some spring onions, that type of stuff, I think. We have that maybe down there. And just trim this side up. Yeah, I haven't done one of those Buddha bowls for a while, so trying to think what else I used to put in them. I've got some beetroot. We could have beetroot with it. I quite like those. They're like the type of thing that they sound really naff, but they're really tasty. You know, lots of really yummy, tasty stuff. So yeah, everyone quite likes them. And they're surprisingly quite filling. I mean, I know it doesn't necessarily sound it, but, you know, they're more filling than they sound. So, especially obviously if you've got like sweet potato or something in there as well, because, you know, that's pretty filling, isn't it? Oh, peppers. Maybe some peppers in there. Yeah, so maybe we will have that for dinner if we make the hummus this afternoon. Otherwise, it just feels like the same old dinners every day since this lockdown. So, but we had bought quite a bit of salad stuff, you know. So luckily we've got quite a bit of salad stuff still. And then I had managed to get a delivery slot quite early on where I ordered a couple of lettuces and some cucumbers and cherry tomatoes, you know. So we've actually done quite well and got quite a bit of salad still kicking around. So yeah, maybe we'll have something like that. But when you Google, you know, Buddha bowls, I mean, there's endless ideas for what you can pop in them. I mean, some are huge. In fact, I have seen some people, I think, do them like as a centre bowl, you know, that they put in the centre of the table and then people dig in and get the bits they would like. I mean, I can't help but think that would just turn into like the biggest looking mess ever, and actually nobody would like any of it because it would just look revolting. But, you know, that would be one way to do it. But I will just do ours as individual bowls so that they stay looking vaguely appealing. Right, so that's that one. So I'm just checking the time. I don't know quite because I had to stop the film earlier, so I'm not sure how long we've been going, but I would think it must be, you know, getting on for an hour. So I'll just pull in the bits that we have decorated. So let me just clear off my space here so that you can just then see everything without everything here, you know, as a distraction, which I know just probably looks horrible to look at on the camera. So I'll just tidy up a little bit. Okay. Right, that will do. That will do. So we have done this one and this one. And then we've done these two. So, I mean, we haven't achieved a great deal, I have to say, in the time that we have spent here. But I've had a nice time just doing some thoughtless, you know, mindless decorating. So, yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed it as well, and maybe it spurred you on to decorate up some of your bulk made things. So yeah, I hope you've had a good time, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll join me next time. Thanks then. Bye.